Curtis Jackson. It's been cute and fun, but these memes is corny now. I mean, I saw your one post. You said, "Hey, I'm gonna pull up." I'm like, "What? How do you pull up to a meme? What do you mean? Come on, Jackson. We know you ain't built like that, Curtis. Have you ever been in a fight? Have you could? Well, anyway. I mean, that would be interesting. I mean, to
hold on to your seats, because what just leaked makes every celebrity feud look like a polite dinner party with your grandma. Imagine this. Faizon Love, the man who's been making us laugh for decades, finally snapping, and not on stage. Not in a sketch, but in the kind of real-life showdown that could make a WWE match look like chess. The cause? None other than 50 Cent, apparently triggered after Faizon slandered his filmmaking career. That's right, someone poked the bear, and now we're in full-on threat territory. This isn't just a clapback. This is a cinematic-level clash where egos, fame, and bad decisions collide like a blockbuster car chase in slow motion. Sources say it all started with Faizon voicing his honest critique of 50 Cent's work. Behind the camera, a critique that apparently hit a nerve sharper than a diamond-edged sword. Social media exploded. Leaks emerged, and suddenly everyone from late-night hosts to meme pages was dissecting every word, every look, every implied threat. Fans are calling it the most brutal celebrity showdown since the Kanye Taylor incident. And honestly, it might be even messier. The internet is hungering for drama. The memes are already forming. And trust me, you won't be able to click away when you see exactly how this legendary clash of titans went down. It all started like a casual Hollywood commentary. But you know how these things go. One wrong word and suddenly it's full-blown headline chaos. Faizon Love, the man known for fearless humor and razor-sharp wit, decided to voice his opinion about 50 Cent's filmmaking career. Now, when Faizon critiques someone, it's rarely subtle, it's honest, it's brutal, and it lands like a wrecking ball wrapped in sarcasm. He didn't just say 50 Cent had missteps. He basically said, "Your filmmaking skills? A hot mess that makes reality TV look like Shakespeare." Naturally, the internet erupted like someone dropped a flaming watermelon into a fireworks factory. Within minutes, social media exploded. Clips of Faizon's comments were everywhere. TikTok, X, Instagram, each one dissected, remixed, and meme-ified before the smoke even cleared. The internet had already picked sides. Team Faizon, cheering him for telling the truth, versus Team 50, warning that the rapper turned filmmaker doesn't take criticism lightly. And here's the kicker, 50 Cent apparently didn't just roll his eyes and move on. No, he reportedly went nuclear, sending messages and making statements that set the stage for a confrontation so intense it could make the Kardashians' most dramatic reunion episodes look like a polite book club meeting. According to insiders, it all came to a head during a public appearance where both men were present. Faizon, undeterred, doubled down on his critique with a mix of humor, sarcasm, and eyebrow-raising bravado. Witnesses say the tension in the room was palpable, like watching a volcano with a stick of dynamite shoved down its throat. Every word, every gesture, every subtle smirk became material for instant memes. One clip caught Faizon's grin as he delivered a punchline about 50 Cent's directorial choices, and let me tell you, the internet immediately declared it the mic drop that shook Hollywood. The leaks didn't stop there. Private messages, apparently meant to be discreet, surfaced online. In these, 50 Cent allegedly responded with veiled threats, classic intimidation energy, and a warning that left even seasoned publicists gulping. Memes exploded. One showed 50 Cent with laser eyes and Faizon dodging cinematic explosions. Another recast the scenario as a dystopian showdown worthy of Michael Bay himself. Social media commentators were relentless, remixing, exaggerating, and creating reaction content at a speed that could only be described as apocalyptic viral chaos. Meanwhile, late-night hosts jumped on the story like sharks smelling blood. One monologue compared the showdown to Rocky Balboa entering a lion cage. but with designer suits and social media as the referee. Another joke that Faizon's critique was so savage it could be weaponized in a Marvel villain origin story. Pop culture sites published breakdowns of facial expressions, tone, and timing, turning every minor movement into viral content. Memes didn't just dissect the moment, they amplified it, exaggerating every nuance into full-blown spectacle. And, of course, the fan reactions were merciless. TikTok creators recreated the confrontation using dolls, pets, and even AI-generated versions of a cinematic battle, complete with slow-motion threats and dramatic sound effects. Reddit threads debated every single word, emojis, and subtext. Influencers added layers of sarcasm, turning each clip into an evolving narrative that felt like a multi-season Netflix drama condensed into a single day. Social media was now fully invested, and the story was spreading faster than a wildfire fueled by gasoline and chaos. By the end of the first wave, the narrative was crystal clear. Faizon Love had spoken his mind, 50 Cent had fired back with iconic intimidation energy, and the internet was having the time of its life. This wasn't just a clash of egos, it was a cultural event, a meme factory, and a lesson in how one sarcastic comment can spiral into full-on Hollywood legend status. Everyone was watching, and no one could look away. The tension was building. The leaked clips, the viral memes, and the celebrity commentary were just the tip of the iceberg. Behind the scenes, sources reported private conversations that hinted at further escalation, public showdowns, and an atmosphere thick with anticipation. People were already speculating. Would it remain verbal? Could it escalate to a public confrontation? Or would it turn into a multi-platform viral spectacle that Hollywood would talk about for years? One thing was certain. Faizon Love had lit a fuse that the internet could not contain. 50 Cent's response, dripping with classic dominance energy, ensured that the story wasn't going away quietly. Social media theorists were already calling it the perfect storm of celebrity, critique, and viral amplification, a masterclass in how one small spark can ignite a global frenzy. Fans were addicted, commentators were obsessed, and memes were evolving faster than the men could respond. And just as the first night of controversy wrapped, insiders hinted at what was coming next. More leaks, subtweets, viral posts, and social media exaggerations that would push this feud into legendary status. Hollywood had just witnessed the opening act of a drama so chaotic, so exaggerated, and so meme-worthy that it promised to redefine how celebrity clashes unfold in the social media age. The stakes were high, the energy was explosive, and the internet was hooked. Just when you thought the drama couldn't get any more explosive, it did. The feud between Faizon Love and 50 Cent escalated like a Hollywood blockbuster written by a team of caffeine-fueled screenwriters on a tight deadline. Social media was in full meltdown mode. Clips of the initial confrontation went viral faster than a Kardashian wardrobe malfunction, and memes sprang up in real time, exaggerating every expression, gesture, and word into cinematic chaos. One viral edit even turned 50 Cent into a laser-eyed supervillain, while Faizon dodged attacks in slow motion like a martial arts master, or more accurately, a man who survived decades of Hollywood absurdity and wasn't about to flinch now. Celebrity reactions poured in, each one adding fuel to the fire. Late-night hosts had a field day, comparing Faizon's audacity to David taking on Goliath, but with designer suits and millions of tweets as the battleground. Comedians joked that Faizon's critique was so savage it could be weaponized as a Marvel origin story, while 50 Cent's stare was likened to a predator that could melt steel with a single glare. Pop culture sites ran reaction threads with headlines like Faizon Love vs. 50 Cent, Hollywood's most savage showdown yet. And when words become weapons, a saga for the ages. Every nuance, every pause, every smirk was now historical evidence of chaos. Meanwhile, the memes multiplied like rabbits on Red Bull. TikTok creators recreated the showdown with dolls, pets, and even AI-generated simulations of cinematic battles, complete with explosions, dramatic slow-motion threats, and suspenseful orchestral scores. Reddit threads analyzed tone, subtext, and timing like forensic detectives, turning every snippet into a viral case study. One viral GIF looped 50 Cent's glare over a burning Hollywood sign, captioned, "When your filmmaking skills are questioned, and the wrath arrives." Another superimposed Faizon's witty smile on a mountain of erupting volcanoes, perfectly symbolizing the clash of humor versus dominance. The public reaction was pure spectacle. Fans debated endlessly about who had the upper hand. Was Faizon's critique brave, reckless, or genius? Was 50 Cent's response intimidating, justified, or just extra? Comment sections turned into full-blown forums. Fan theories spread like wildfire, and social media influencers remixed content into viral gold. Every leaked screenshot, every cryptic post, and every subtweet became a story within a story. A web of tension that kept audiences glued to their feeds. Then came the twists. Rumors leaked that 50 Cent might have tried to escalate the confrontation in private, sending messages meant to intimidate, but, of course, these leaks only multiplied the chaos. Influencers amplified the drama, creating videos where subtle hand gestures became epic threats, sarcastic smiles became full-blown cinematic showdowns, and each minor pause turned into a suspenseful cliffhanger. One TikTok even compared Faizon's verbal dexterity to a Jedi battling Sith-level intimidation. Celebrity commentary didn't stop there. Actors, musicians, and comedians jumped in with sarcastic, meme-ready takes. One rapper tweeted cryptically, "You can't script this level of awkward domination." Respect to Faizon for surviving the glare. Another influencer remixed the confrontation into a musical number, complete with dramatic stares and over-the-top orchestral music. The narrative had shifted from just a critique to a legendary showdown that Hollywood would talk about for decades. Social media theorists dissected every angle. They called it the perfect storm of celebrity, critique, and viral amplification, noting that every leak, reaction, and exaggeration was meticulously curated by the internet into a non-stop cycle of chaos. Memes were not just commentary, they were cultural artifacts. Animated recreations, parody videos, and AI simulations turned a verbal spat into a cinematic, multi-platform saga that rivaled the most absurd superhero crossovers. The escalation reached new heights when more private messages allegedly leaked online. These texts hinted at veiled threats, witty comebacks, and playful sarcasm that only made the feud more combustible. Reaction content exploded. GIFs of Faizon delivering punchlines like precision-guided missiles, 50 Cent's scowl morphing into apocalyptic imagery, and AI videos turning the entire confrontation into a dystopian thriller. TikTok and X were flooded with reaction compilations, reenactments, and parody commentary that made the feud feel larger than life. Fans and influencers were merciless. One TikTok creator turned the conflict into a Hollywood showdown tutorial, explaining step by step how to survive a celebrity glare while throwing verbal jabs. Another Reddit thread theorized that Faizon's comments were actually a strategic move, a masterclass in trolling with style, while 50 Cent's intimidation energy was compared to an elite superhero villain calibrating his next move. Every nuance became a lesson in viral content, a blueprint for how one verbal clash can spiral into global digital legend status. And just when the internet thought it had seen it all, the memes evolved again. AI-generated recreations imagine a cinematic finale, complete with explosions, slow-motion threats, dramatic lighting, and orchestral crescendos. Social media, late-night hosts, and pop culture blogs dissected these memes with hilarious seriousness, treating each exaggeration as evidence of the feud's cultural impact. The public couldn't get enough, and the story snowballed, feeding itself in a never-ending loop of outrage, laughter, and fascination. By the end of this phase, the saga had cemented itself as more than just a celebrity feud. It had become a global viral spectacle. Faizon Love had delivered audacity with style, 50 Cent had responded with legendary intimidation, and the internet had transformed every moment into content that would echo through TikTok compilations, reaction videos, and meme archives for months, if not years. And yet, even at the peak of this chaos, insiders hinted that the fallout wasn't finished. Public statements, cryptic subtweets, and subtle media appearances suggested more drama was waiting just around the corner. The story was evolving, memes were multiplying, and the world was left on the edge of its seat. One thing was clear: this feud wasn't just viral, it was legendary, cinematic, and escalating by the hour. After the dust had settled on the viral chaos, the real consequences began to emerge, and let's just say Hollywood had never seen anything quite like it. Faizon Love had come off as the fearless truth-teller, the man who dared to call out one of the most intimidating figures in celebrity culture. Social media praised him, memed him, and simultaneously roasted him, all while catapulting his name into legendary status. His critique of 50 Cent's filmmaking was no longer just an opinion, it had become a viral declaration of audacity, a rallying cry for anyone tired of Hollywood sugarcoating failure. Fans dissected every clip, GIF, and meme, creating endless content that immortalized the feud. Faizon's sarcastic smirk, his timing, his fearless eyebrow raises all became symbols of resilience in the face of intimidation. One viral compilation even dubbed him the comedic gladiator, dodging 50 Cent's wrath with style, grace, and just enough audacity to make the internet explode. Meanwhile, pop culture commentators compared this showdown to legendary confrontations. It was the cinematic equivalent of David facing Goliath, Rocky Balboa entering the lion's den, and every action movie finale mashed into one absurd, mesmerizing spectacle. 50 Cent, for his part, faced a very different aftermath. His reputation as a dominant cultural figure remained intact, but the feud had amplified public scrutiny to insane levels. Every gesture, expression, and offhand comment was now fodder for the internet, dissected like a crime scene by thousands of overzealous social media detectives. Memes recast him as both a villain and a legend, a laser-eyed enforcer who could crush reputations, but also a meme-worthy superstar whose fury made for hilarious exaggerations. Late-night hosts didn't just joke, they analyzed, reenacted, and monetized every moment for maximum virality. The public's fascination reached absurd levels. TikTok and Instagram exploded with reenactments, animated recreations, and parody content. Reddit threads became forums for fan theories, dissecting each subtle word, glance, and implied threat as if it were Shakespearean drama. Influencers even staged elaborate mock confrontations, blending reality with fantasy to create multi-platform viral spectacles. This wasn't just commentary, it was a full-blown cultural phenomenon, a perfect storm of celebrity, social media, and public obsession. Analysts and commentators began to assess the broader implications. Faizon's audacity positioned him as a fearless truth-teller willing to challenge the Hollywood elite, while 50 Cent's intensity underscored his enduring influence and dominance. Yet both men were now inseparable from the internet's meme machine, which had immortalized every moment. One journalist even wrote, "In the age of viral amplification, words can become weapons, glances can become legends, and a single critique can rewrite the narrative of celebrity culture." The feud became a case study in how public perception is forged in real time, amplified by social media, and immortalized by memes. The aftermath also affected relationships in Hollywood. Celebrities, influencers, and fans began positioning themselves in the narrative. Some praised Faizon's courage, others celebrated 50 Cent's authority, and many just joined the meme frenzy. Behind the scenes, agents and publicists were strategizing, attempting to spin the feud for career advantage while knowing full well that the internet controlled the narrative. Every subtle move, every cryptic post, and every appearance was now scrutinized for viral potential. The social media landscape had become the real battlefield. Memes continued to evolve. AI-generated recreations cast Faizon as a heroic figure dodging 50 Cent's fury in cinematic slow motion. One viral clip imagined the showdown as a dystopian thriller, complete with explosions, dramatic orchestral music, and symbolic imagery of Hollywood chaos. Another depicted 50 Cent as a cartoon villain whose glare could melt steel, while Faizon emerged as the witty underdog who refused to back down. Fans ate it up, and the story only grew bigger, proving that a single verbal clash can spiral into a multi-platform cultural event. Even the media coverage turned hyperbolic. Headlines like Faizon Love stands up to 50 Cent, Internet explodes, and Celebrity Clash of the Century, who will win, dominated feeds. Analysts debated every angle. Late-night hosts reenacted moments with dramatic flair, and influencers used every snippet for viral content. It was, by all accounts, a perfect storm of chaos, humor, and entertainment that had cemented itself in pop culture history. The feud's impact extended beyond entertainment. It sparked discussions about power dynamics, criticism in Hollywood, and the fine line between humor and threat. Public debates exploded online. Was Faizon's critique justified? Did 50 Cent overreact? Could Hollywood ever survive another escalation like this? Each debate spawned new memes, reaction videos, and parody content, turning a single verbal clash into a cultural conversation that bridged generations and platforms. Ultimately, the fallout confirmed one immutable truth. In Hollywood, reputation is currency, social media is a weapon, and viral amplification can make a single critique feel like a global incident. Faizon Love's audacity proved that fearlessness resonates, while 50 Cent's legendary intensity reminded everyone why he remains a dominant force in entertainment. And the internet? Well, the internet made sure no moment was forgotten. Clips, GIFs, memes, and parody videos will continue to surface, keeping the feud alive in the digital consciousness for years. Even now, months later, fans and influencers speculate about the next move, theorize about hidden messages, and create content imagining sequels, prequels, and alternate universes for this epic showdown. The feud isn't just history, it's an evolving saga, a living cultural phenomenon, and a reminder that when celebrities clash, the internet always wins. And as the public continues to dissect, exaggerate, and meme every detail, one fact remains undeniable. Faizon Love went off, 50 Cent responded, and the world watched in awe, laughter, and complete disbelief. The consequences? Legendary. The cultural imprint? Permanent. And the internet's appetite? Insatiable. So while Hollywood breathes a little easier now,